Hello everyone, welcome to today's Python topic. So today I wanted to show you guys how to open up a CSV file using the pandas library. So to begin with, we actually have to import the pandas library itself. So I'll put here import. This is how you import a library. So the library name is pandas. So when using a library, you'd actually have to name that library and then dot and then put the function within that library. Instead of actually using the full library name of pandas, I'm going to actually import it as PD, which is a common name for pandas that people use for pandas. And so now I'm actually able to use the pandas library. And now we can actually open up our CSV file using the pandas library. And to begin with, I actually have to create a variable. I'm going to name it df because it's stands for data frame, and it's a common name that people use when actually doing this read CSV. So next, I actually put the library's name, but we imported it as PD, so we could just put a PD here. And you see is it auto-populates. So PD dot read underscore CSV is what we're going to use from the pandas library. And then we put these parentheses here. And then within these parentheses, we put a quote or quotation marks. And then here is where we actually put the file path, and then basically letting our code know which file to open. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually do a view, just because I want you guys to see where the folder, how the folder is kind of set up. So I'll do Explorer here. Okay, so as you can see, AC right here, this is my current directory. I have a bunch of different Python files, and within my directory I have a folder called datasets, and this is where my CSV file is located. And I know you might be wondering, why is it the New York Yankees while I'm wearing a Dodgers hat? Well, the thing is, I wanted to keep things neutral today, and yeah, don't want to discriminate on each one of them, so I'll wear a Dodgers hat. So back to what I was saying. So now I want to actually locate, or I want to actually, I guess, locate this CSV file here. So to do so, and I'm actually going to do this while you guys are seeing my files here, or my directory. So within these quotes, I actually want to put the first thing that I see to actually reach my CSV file, and I have data sets right there. So I put data sets, and then basically it'll first go into this folder, and then then you // and then you put the name of your CSV file here. So as you can see, we have New York Yankees, and then you can't forget it's actually .csv because that's the name of the full file. So here we go. We have my datasets folder, and then I go into that folder and I actually pull out this New York Yankees.csv, which is in that folder itself. So now this is actually ready to go. So now we have a variable that contains basically our data set, and now we can actually see what's in there. So I'll just do a quick print of of my full variable df, my data frame. So this will print my whole data frame. So as you can see, I have about 28 different rows. Oops, sorry about that. So it starts at index 0, and then basically I just have a bunch of data of the New York Yankees. These little dots here is kind of like a missing section. I kind of did that on purpose in a way, because this information here is just a little extra information that I didn't really want to discuss. But as you can see, it just prints out the whole data set. So valuable function to actually use from the pandas, or so an important function to actually use is you can do df, which is my data frame variable, and head function. So this head function, it will print out basically the first 5 items in your data set. So it'll just print indexes from 0 to 4, and we can actually run that. But before I actually run that, hopefully you take my word for it that it prints out just 5 rows, and it'll print out all the columns for that particular row. But if you actually put a number in here and specify how many rows you actually want to put, so I'll put 10 here. And like I said, just take my word for it. It defaults at basically 5 when you don't put anything in there. But I'm going to put head, and hopefully I'll get indexes from 0 through 9, because that's 10 indexes. So let's run that instead. So let me clear this actually so that we can actually see what's going on here. Okay, so I have 0 from 9 because I actually specified how much rows I actually wanted to output. And another important thing that I actually like to use is the locate function. So in order to actually use the locate function, it's actually in the... So I can actually put another print here, just so you can see what it does. And then locate is just LOC. And then to actually, for the right syntax for this, it's actually just the brackets. And then within these brackets, you basically put this index here first. So it goes row, commas, and then column. So for my row, if I actually just wanted specifically to output, say, 2015 here, I could put my index of 6 to begin with. Then I put a comma here. And then I can actually put a row or a column that I wanted to output. So it's actually output top player here. So then I could put these little dashes, we could put top player. And what this should do, it should actually output from index 6, and then I'll actually output what's at the top player location for index 6. Oops, which is right here. So if everything goes correctly, I should get this output here. Yeah, so 6. Perfect. Let me control S that, and then let me just output this real quick so you can see. So as you can see, it actually still outputted everything that I have here because I didn't comment it out. But my last line of output, it should just output this. This is what we were looking for. And is it correct? Yes, it is. So those are two helpful functions you can use. Say I wanted to actually output everything from the 0 location up to 6, I can just put a colon right here. So let's run that one more time here. Okay, so now I just have 6. So basically this right here is like the row index. If there wasn't integers here, if there's actually names, which a lot of data sets do have, you can just put the name of the data set here, or the name of the row. But yeah, I find these two things very valuable. One more thing that I actually forgot to mention is NA values, which in my case it's not very important at all. But say there's data in your data set that you didn't want it to read as an actual value. You wanted it to read it as a missing value, which we like to say NA values. NA values, and then I could put that equal to something. So whatever I put this equal to, it'll basically, instead of actually showing it in your data set, I'll just read it as a missing value. So say this New York Yankees here, which I'm just going to use as an example because it's very repetitive and you'll actually be able to see what I mean by using this. So right here we have New York Yankees that I put in my NA values. So generally what it'll do is anytime it reads New York Yankees, I'll just put a NA for that value. So let's run this. Okay, so as you can see, it just now doesn't read New York Yankees. It just reads it as a NAN, and that could possibly be useful for you guys. So yeah, I hope this helped, and that's just simple things to do with your data frame. Thank you.